All right, let's dive into a really unique system for innovation. But, it all starts with a puzzle. We've got this collection of high-tech assets, and I'll be honest, on the surface, they make absolutely no sense together. So let's see if we can connect the dots.
So here's the central mystery for today. What on earth connects a super secure voting system, a platform for self-driving cars, and, get this, an industrial smoke capturer? I mean, they seem totally random, right? But buried in their connection is this powerful engine for generating new ideas. So let's take a look at the pieces.
First up, you've got the G2 Autonomous Driving Platform. And yeah, it's pretty much what it sounds like. A really complex, high-tech system that's designed to let vehicles navigate all on their own. We're talking advanced sensors, super complex algorithms, and of course, some cutting-edge AI. Then we do a complete 180 and pivot to something totally different, the J2 Smoke Condensation Chamber System. This thing is a piece of industrial hardware, probably used in manufacturing or for environmental control. It's mechanical, it's physical, it's a world away from software and self-driving cars.
And just to make this puzzle even more interesting, our third item, well, it isn't a physical product at all. It's the G2 Stay Away from Email approach. This is a methodology, a system for making workflow and communication better. So we've got hardware, software, and now a productivity protocol. Okay? The plot is definitely thickening.
So how do we even start to unravel this thing? Well, the very first clue is that these aren't just random inventions floating around. They all belong to one specific place, a curated collection of intellectual property called the G2 and J2 portfolio.
Now, this portfolio has 13 distinct patent-eligible assets inside, and they all share one main goal: to create what the system calls key betterment points. Just think of those as specific, really meaningful improvements, making a process faster or more secure or more efficient across a whole bunch of different industries. And here is the whole shebang. You can see everything from a voting system to a patient monitor. The diversity here is just staggering. For instance, you've got the G2 Secure Data Transmission Protocol. That's a piece of software for sending info safely, sitting right next to a physical Follow Me trolley. It feels almost intentionally eclectic, which, as you'll see, is exactly the point.
So we've got this really strange collection of ideas, but here's the big reveal. The real connection isn't in what the assets are. No, it's in what happens to them every single day. This portfolio isn't the final product, it's actually the fuel for a content creation engine.
The secret sauce is a protocol called Policy G2P001. Think of it like this strict daily routine that forces the creation of content. We're talking videos, podcasts, infographics. But here's the incredible twist. The goal isn't just to make content. It's to use that creative process to improve the very assets it's describing. It's this fascinating self-referential innovation loop. Okay, so how does this actually work in practice? It sounds pretty intense. Let's break down the mechanics of this content engine, which all kicks off with one surprisingly simple manual action. This is the ignition key. Every single day, the entire process is started by manually typing just 3 words: Daily Innovation Brief. That simple phrase is literally the starting gun for a highly structured creative sprint.
And that trigger kicks off a 5-step daily workflow. First, there's the manual trigger. Second is sync, which pulls all the latest policies from the source. Third is innovate, and this is where 3 new key betterment points are generated based only on the portfolio itself. Fourth, create, producing all the daily media. And finally, number 5, repeat. This entire cycle happens every day.
Now, that create step involves producing some very specific media. The first requirement is 3 cinematic videos, each one designed to visually and dynamically highlight the key improvements being explored that day. Next up, the policy demands 3 audio podcasts. Now, the goal here isn't to just repeat what's in the videos, but to use a totally different medium, conversation and sound, to explore and refine the core innovations from a brand new angle.
And finally, 3 infographics are required to visually break down the core concepts and make the improvements really easy to understand at a glance. So let's just tally that up. 3 videos, 3 podcasts, and 3 infographics. That is 9 distinct pieces of media created completely from scratch every single day.
I know, this all seems incredibly rigorous, right? 9 pieces of content every day, a manual trigger, these super strict rules. But it all comes back to one core purpose, the why behind this entire elaborate system.
And this is the most crucial point. The system isn't really about making content for you or me, it's about making the innovations themselves better. Think about it. When you're forced to explain the benefits of, say, the G2 secure data transmission protocol in a video, then a podcast, then an infographic day after day, you are forced to refine it, simplify it, and just understand it on a much deeper level. The content creation isn't a byproduct of the innovation, it is the innovation process.
I mean, this completely flips our idea of innovation on its head. We tend to think of it as this rare lightning strike of genius, right? But this system, it treats innovation like a muscle, something that gets stronger with a disciplined daily workout. It suggests that with the right structure, constant improvement isn't just possible, it's actually inevitable.